gosh, y'all can see all the mess. Y'all can see all my little mess. Hold up, let me just push this onto the floor. How are y'all doing? What is this? Oh, that's my cover. That's fine. How's everyone doing? So I have completed my first week of work. And isn't it a blessing? I actually went in, y'all see my tummy? I went in at 6. I went in at 6:30 today. I worked 6:30 to 3:30. I thought I was gonna be miserable. I actually feel great. And like I still feel great. I've been like exhausted. Not exhausted, but I've been tired after work. I don't know. I mean, maybe I got used to it, but something about 6:30 because like I wake up at about 5. I wake up between 4 and 5 and 6 every day anyway. Usually I just go back to sleep. But today I just got up and maybe it works for my body. I don't know. But I was ready to retire early less today. And I'm starting to get some of the procedures and stuff down. Hey, Linda, you like early today. Hey, Holly. Hey, Malika. And I got a new pair of glasses. They're bifocals, though. So, like, they're going to take some getting used to. I don't know. What is this? Is this like a glare or something? Is there something like on my lens? Hey, EP. Is that a glare or something on my lens? I wish I had like a lens cloth or something. I could just use my finger, but oh, where did I put it? Where did I put it? I just got this new pair of glasses and the cleaning cloth. Let's see if this does anything. Yes. Wow. Oof. Okay. I feel like that did a lot. Yeah. And I had to like walk downstairs after I got them. She was like, make sure you look out at the top and not the bottom because objects in the bottom are closer or farther than they may appear. I should have never. Let me stop. So, anyway, I just grabbed 2 cards. I think this is Barbiel or Barkiel. Barbiel, Angel of Scorpio with Dayat, Null, Emptiness, the Void. This is interesting. I feel like that thing probably needed a good wiping down a long time ago. Y'all do not need to see the whole door. It's fine. It's whatever. How are y'all doing? But yeah, I was so surprised that I had as much energy as I had today. Like I thought I was gonna be tired. I thought I was gonna be like slow. These are just like thumbnail cards. I wanted cards for the thumbnail. Um, this is heavy. I don't know why I flipped this card over. I guess it's just like an energy of. See, I gotta be here. Glad to hear it, Linda. Trying to calm down. What's going on? There we go. You're painting. Ooh, hey Willow Pillow. Willow Pillow is painting. EP is feeling creative. There we go. This is weird. Anyway, TGIF for sure. Oh, okay. This may be an energy. It's almost like a soul retrieval energy. Um, but it's almost, it feels like we've gone, not, it's a little bit like we've gone as far as we can go in certain areas without certain knowledge or information or pieces of ourselves. And it feels a little round pegs and square holes with all these extra sort of orbs and pieces floating around to see which one sort of fit. Because the thing on Bar Kiel is like there's a time when words fail and action must be taken. Right. There we go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Shout out to Rob and Raymond Russ for the lovely gift of these cameras that autofocus. Thank you. So anyway, I'm like, company charged you for a service. You canceled. What? Oh, that's why you're trying to calm down. Okay. Yeah, like I got stuck in the Audible trap because I got Amazon Prime and my mom wanted to use an audiobook. And I was like, well, I get 2 free audiobooks through Amazon Prime. So I gave them to her, but it signs you up for Audible. And so they was just charging me every month for a service I never even used. And they're like, oh, well, you get a free book a month. I was like, okay, but I didn't even use any of those. Hello? Anyway, I just thought I would cancel it through Amazon, but it ain't even Amazon. I don't know why. I know why I thought that. I thought it was. It don't matter. Anyway, I hope you get your refund ASAP, Malika. That's what this feels like. So the reason why. So I've noticed something today. It happened at work. There was some broken glass. It wasn't me, thankfully. That was my one fear. Because there was one day I didn't get any sleep and I went into lab with my lab partner. It was a chem lab. And I was just like dropping everything. And we didn't finish that week. I felt so bad. But it wasn't me today, so. And then we just came back from Walmart and like there was broken glass, like a bottle and sauce in one place. Someone had like cans was all over the floor in another aisle. In another aisle, there was another mess. When we went to checkout, you know those little P3 things with like little blocks of cheese and ham or whatever. Like that was all over the floor. And my brother's like, "What's up with this?" So for the broken glass or the things that are falling today, because this is how I am as a person, I'm gonna pull a card from this deck or cards from this deck. I'm choosing this deck in particular because every time I reach up there to grab something, if you hear something fall, it's this deck. So that's why I'm going for the Threads of Fate Oracle cards. And then on the way back home, there were 2 hot air balloons that were actually pretty close. And I couldn't get a picture of the one off to the right because as we got closer, like the trees were in the way. But there was a second one, and I got a picture of that. And it ain't the clearest. Do I have a clearer one? Oh, well, this one is. Debatable. That is a hot air balloon. So for the hot air balloons, I was like, I was going to pick the highest deck that I have stacked up here, but it's the Vedic. I don't even know why I kept that up there. I have a Vedic astrology deck, and I was like, I don't really want to use that one. So I was like, oh, what's like high up? looks like a hot air balloony, but like close energy. And I was like, oh, like angels. So that's why I ended up grabbing the Angelarium cards, the year twos, and the Oracle of Emanations. And these are the ones I use for the thumbnail, right? So that's the inspiration for today. So this is that high up energy. It almost reminds me of that Fata Morgana because it was high up, but it was like they were close. They were pretty big in the sky. Um, and I wanted to grab a few of these and then one. So I'll do that and then I'll see if these are connected. While I get used to these bifocals, I guess. I only got the bifocals because of work. Besides that, I was just going to use reading glasses, honestly. It's so interesting. I've been nearsighted all my life, and now all of a sudden I'm farsighted. It's so weird. See, I gotta be like this. You know, see up my nose. Thank you. I just kind of go for it sometimes. I like doing that though. I'm just like, oh, this is something that I noticed today, or this is something that was happening. Kakabiel, Angel of Stars. Can I do like that? Nope. You can't even see it. Kakabiel, Angel of Stars. The silent field of swaying grass waved at the ocean above. The giants march past us by the thousand, and many more, infinite upon infinite. They don't look back, we stare on. That's okay. Polaris has been a thing lately. Because I know Corey did the Ursa Major reading a minute ago, and Polaris was in that, and it was like your True North or something like that. And then someone else mentioned Polaris, and then I think it was yesterday. I was going through Instagram stories or something like that, and I saw Polaris again. I was like, okay. Oh, Polaris is a star, right? It's about things above. Oh, okay, that was quick. Okay. Who was that? I'm not using software today, so I can't switch the camera while I'm live. Ooh, Pinamue! Pinamue and Ananiel, Angel of Storms, and the Angel of the Written Word. It's the this is the Pinamue that just like would not show up. This is the Pinamue that was absent for a long time on this channel. It will pop out on the other one sometimes. Um, and the Angel of the Storm. This is interesting. So, Ananiel, Angel of Storms. This season brings many things, fairer tidings and fairer weather. A bold and brilliant sky shining in golden hue, these destined days without end. Look to the horizon, my son, see for yourself, its glory becomes us. And Pinamue never showed his face. It was almost certain that a face was present under his silken mask, but what manner of beast or man that lay beneath was a mystery. When there was a death, Pinamue would carve the name of the deceased in a stone that was laid above the grave. He said that this made them he said that this made men more like angels. At night he walked amongst the graves carrying a light. He wouldn't say why. This is the one, so the Pinamue that would show up all the time, it's the one that says what hath been wrought on that fiery hilltop, the statues of men whose names the angels forgot, or something like that. And so he's back to recording the names and making men like angels. And it's interesting, again, like this is the Angel of Storms that's about like dawn breaking over the horizon. This is the Angel of Storms that's like when the storm clears and you see the light. The other angel of storms is about how like he warned the sailors not to go out, but they went out anyway, and then he made the waves do what his words could not, and they were pulled away from the land. And it says, in life they were his acolytes, in death they were their own men. And I guess it is because that's an energy. It's like to go against that which you know that you should do is to take your fate into your own hands and to be responsible for whatever repercussions and consequences there are to your actions. When your intuition is telling you not to do something and you do it anyway, that's the that's the risk you take because you know your intuition is talking to you for some reason or another. Top of the deck is Barkiel, Angel of Lightning. Barakiel, sorry. Barakiel, Angel of Lightning. And then I want one card for all of these from over here, please. Come over here, please. Let's move. Well, no, let's keep this here. Excuse me. And payday was today. I was hoping payday would be next week so I could get half a check. I went in. She was like, "Oh, like she's like, oh, today's Friday. What payday's today?" I was like, "No." And she was like, "Yes." That means I gotta wait 3 weeks instead of two and getting like, or yeah, instead of two and getting a half check. But that's fine. My first check will be a whole check. So, and this is like the most money I've ever made. I mean, I was doing a lot of, you know, just graduated, so that makes sense. But I'm excited. And the work, I don't know, it seems a lot more manageable today. Okay, back into this, please. I'll give it three more. If nothing else comes out, I'll take these. Two more. One more. Last one. Okay. Next, right leg endurance and Cushiel angel of punishment. I don't think I noticed last time that part of Netza is underwater. Did I notice that? I don't know. It's sticking out to me this time. And it's interesting because it's like some of the tallest things on Earth outside of mountains are the trees, right? And I mean, I guess if you don't count like some skyscrapers or whatever, natural features. But the trees are completely submerged. It almost reminds me of what was it, Alder in that way. Bottom of the deck is Keter, the crown spirituality. Keter at the crown symbolizes the things that it's outside of the realm of human comprehension. Things that we may know that we don't know, but we just can't know. It could also be things that we don't even know that we don't know. But it feels like I don't know, it feels like Pinamue is here to remind you. Hey Ariel. Let's see if it's helpful. I'm gonna end up pulling from this deck anyway. I was like, oh, I don't want to use that one. I don't want to use that though. Because it's the Angel of Stars. Even though these are like planets. Well, I guess the zodiac signs are stars. It almost feels like this energy of like everything that we see in the night sky outside of a star is the sun. If you see Mercury or Venus or Mars, I mean, I guess we only really see Venus and Mars, maybe Mercury with the naked eye. Well, I guess it was the first, the ones that could be seen with the naked eye were the first, what, seven? So Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And then with like telescopes and stuff, we get Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And then Pluto, right? But it's all the sun. It reflects sunlight. That's how we see it. They don't carry any light of their own. And I feel like that matters. This deck, look at this. Ooh. Oh, nice. Who was that? A planet. We got a planet. And an element? Maybe. I don't know what purple is. I'll give it two more. I'm like surprisingly not tired today. It's weird. It's weird. Like I still have energy. I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Actually, I woke up at like 4:30, and I was gonna get up, and I was like, eh. So there's a planet and a body type. It's Vata, space and air, which is movement. Vata, slender, sensitive, nervous, communicative, light sleeper, highly active, dry hair and skin, cold hands and feet, quick movement and speech. And the planet is Mars, asserting Mangala, courage, focus, physical strength, willpower, independence, conflict, strategy, prowess, and weapons. So Mars and Vata. I guess I should show this side because this is the side with the words on it. I love this camera. I love that autofocus. Thank y'all again so much. Like a gift, truly. Who was that? Oh, Hazakiel, Angel of the Mists. It feels like there is something forceful, but there isn't. It's like it's very much like a boat on water, like a cruise liner, cruise ship. Maybe I'll do one of those at some point. Oh gosh, maybe I'll go on a cruise in 2023. I'll go on a cruise in 2023 for my 30th birthday. Why not? Um, I need to start planning what I want to do or where I want to go, I guess. Because it feels like it's moving through the water with a certain force, but it feels like the water just like breaks easily. Mm, this is getting me. All right, give me a second. Because I feel like while I was reading this, I got it. And it was in that, I mean, this has physical strength. It was in the willpower, courage, focus, willpower. See, okay. So that courage and focus and physical strength and willpower, physical strength and willpower, that's very much, it feels very Netza. Feels like this energy right here. And it's Mars. It's endurance. Oh, okay. Because this is with the hot air balloons, with that Fata Morgana ish energy. It's like lassoing the moon and then pulling it down. This is pulling something in. And it's asserting, it's forceful because of the way that we interact with it. It's not that we necessarily exert a force to get it to come in, but it's like there are certain laws and systems that something abides by. And if you fulfill the things that you need to fulfill within those structures, then the thing has to be like turned over to you, right? It's like legally it has to happen. That's the force here. It's because it goes about doing something in a way where it has no choice but to come in. It eliminates chance or it reduces chance. And it feels like magnetic would be the easiest way to sort of go about it, right? Like if you put the positive end of one magnet next to the negative end of another magnet, it's like the magnet has like they have no choice but to come together because that's just how magnets work. So it's very similar in this energy. And it feels like we're forcing things that can't be forced. But again, it's like it's not done in unnatural ways. And I feel like this might be why, not why, but that ask body with fate, with that like that observational, experiential, like because you know how things operate, you can whatever. It feels like that really comes into play here. Because this is the application of that knowledge and understanding. This is how you use it to affect some kind of change or to maintain something. And again, like with this angel of the stars energy, it's just like it's above. It's like it's like if there are different levels, it's like you go to the manager, the boss, the supervisor, and you keep working up the chain. It's like it's a step above, so it has no choice but to follow below. And I'm not going to look into what this is specifically because it's going to be different for everybody. And again, it's like it's experiential. It's something that you discover. It isn't something that can necessarily be taught or told. Just like me with that thick stuff earlier, I'm like, how am I supposed to get a certain amount of this stuff when it's just gloopy and stringy and you can't easily get what you want? Oh, that's the part that took the longest. Cushiel, Angel of Punishment, is interesting. But it doesn't feel like it feels like the punishment here, like this is the cause and effect. It's like it's punishment if you do something that deserves punishment, right? It's not an angel that's going out and punishing everybody for anything and everything, right? And so there's this cause and effect energy with movement. And I feel like it's cold and dry. It's a very Saturnian energy. Sorry. It's very like traditional slash old Saturnian energy. It's cold and dry and logical. And again, it just speaks to a certain element of reason in this. It has no choice but to happen. Like that's how it's wired. It's not like necessarily good or bad. It is type of energy. And that's where it feels like lassoing like the moon or something, like moving something through space to get wherever it's going. And it feels like it would take a tremendous amount of effort to do that. But with that knowing and understanding, it's a lot more effortless. But it feels like with this energy, it feels like it puts a certain strain on the body or the bodies, the energetic and physical. That if there's anything sort of void within you as you try to do this, it feels like it'll ache. And it feels like the pain from it will like it'll sever that connection in a way. It's like, if there's a if there's like if you sprain your back or whatever and you move it in a certain way and it's like that sharp pain, like this is a very like sharp pain energy for anything that is still like not whole within self. And it feels like that is one of the natural um I want to say selectors. It's just like a natural barrier to this whatever. Like there are some spaces where like ego just can't, or ego how we see it or interact with it can't exist. It feels like they're like I never knew fully what this meant, but it feels like there are spaces in the dark where light can't exist, and there are spaces in the light where darkness can't exist. And since we are dual aspected and dual natured, we're light and dark, that goes back to the Ul, or that's where it came out when I did the rune brooming for the Ul series or whatever. Where Ul was like when you go into those spaces of light, you internalize that darkness. And so just like magnets, right? So you walk into that positive space with a coat of negative, but the positive is within, and so it doesn't repel the positive outside. And then when you go into the negative space, you're positive on the outside and you hold the negative on the inside. so that you don't get that repulsion. It lets you enter spaces without disturbing it. And it's very like owl energy flying silently through the night, undetectable. And it's like you really got to have, like, you really got to know yourself and you really got to have your light and your shadow sort of in check to enter those spaces. Because again, like, you'll just be ejected. It does. Okay. I think I also have, I literally just saw it. Also, I'm supposed to be not procrastinating, and I ended up not doing any homework. Oh, tomorrow's gonna be homework like all day. I meant to email my professor, girl. Today was Friday. I should have did it last night. It was this. So this was the series of runes. What's that? Broom or Bram? Flösa, 12th, and Oud. Like that was the series of runes. Oops, with Ul, and it was this thing with the yin yang. So it's like it's still yin yang. You keep the same balance, but you change how it presents itself. So you can like enter those spaces and not disturb the space. I wonder if I'll ever like find out what that means. This is one of those parts where I'm just like, it is what it is. I don't like. I'm not gonna try to break this down or make it more or whatever. It's just one of those like naturally safeguarded spaces. You just like you can't exist here or you can't stay here if you aren't whatever. So that's this side. And again, like Keeter was at the bottom. So it isn't necessarily going to be something extremely understandable. So let's go to all the dropped and broken things. Um, the only reason why I would say no is because it feels like everything is maintained. Like everything here is maintained. It's just like knowing how to move stuff around. Because like the thing here is like I feel like if it were like more of a shapeshifter energy, it would go like completely dark or it would be completely like white. But it's not. It's this, it's these things that maintain like who we are. So we don't change when we go into those spaces. Let me see what to say. That's the only reason why like I would say it's not like a shapeshifter because it feels very much like it feels consistent. And shapeshifter just feels like it becomes something else. Oops. Ooh, excuse me. Big yawn. There we go. Ooh. And that's what, like, because with this Mars energy, I guess unless, like, it's a very, very good shapeshifter, then maybe. Because it feels like this Mars energy, it requires a certain consistency that shapeshifter energy or like shapeshifter frequency just isn't able to maintain. It's like it can't hold form long enough to engage to the level that this requires. All right, what's all this drop stuff about? When did I break that glass? Did I break that glass before I got a job? I'll have to go back. Okay, that was a few cards. Oh, that's interesting. So this is what I saw. This reminds me of the Moon card that just came out in the Threads of Fate Tarot, the Weaver Tarot, the Journeyer edition. What did they say? Okay. I'm still waiting for like Sandy to get to Pisces in the 12th house. That's where my Lilith is. I'm also like, I'm glad I got a larger frame. I wanted a bigger one than these, but she said no, those are too big. I was like, girl, this is my choice. Because with the bifocal, it's almost like I got two pairs of glasses because the lenses are so big. Excuse me. Okay. Bottom of the deck is play. And I just heard my brother laugh. Oh, gosh. Why am I putting these back? I'll keep them out. The two cards that came out are the Outlaw and Soul Work. See, that Soul Work isn't surprising because there we go. Soul Work isn't surprising because that Dayat and Barkiel, Barbiel, Dayat and Barbiel was like some kind of soul retrieval like energy. Uh, I need to clarify this play. I could get the. I'll grab the tarot. Oh, I'm like reaching up for everything today. Oop, wrong one. I want to get the Ascendant edition because it's dark, just like the Rose edition. I actually thought I was getting the lighter version of these, but that didn't happen. So, almost a collective message. Gotcha. Because honestly, like with the outlaw and soul work, there is a little bit of like a red tape, a little bit of a red tape energy, a little bit of like forbidden. But it's like, well, y'all should have said that at the jump. Then I wouldn't have been on here for like 45 minutes. What does this play about? Oh, that was quick. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. Two more cards fell out, or came out, fell out. I'm going to turn this sideways so I can keep everything on the table. Oh. And they are the Eight of Coins and the Ruler of Coins. The Eight of Coins and the Ruler of Coins came out. It feels like it's the space of things that have been made intentionally difficult that aren't impossible. Because it feels like the Ruler of Coins has an understanding of things that allows them to, it feels like it allows them to be more playful. It allows them to be just like less concerned about everything because they have a firm grasp. And it feels like, for me, it's that energy of like just understanding boundaries or knowing boundaries. It's like the Ruler of Coins knows boundaries, and so like they can do whatever they want. Because like within certain limits, because those are the boundaries. But it feels like that's my little brother. Y'all probably can't hear him, but that's what it feels like. Because it feels like the Eight of Coins is like building the understanding, building the knowing. But it's like once you know, then it's like you almost kind of sort of have free reign, but you don't. It's like if you have a dog, right? And you build a fence for your dog, then you just let your dog outside and your dog can do whatever it wants. And if your fence is sufficient, you don't have to worry about like your dog escaping and running away. So this is that like that energy of like, since you know what the boundaries and limits are, you're just like free to sort of do whatever within it. And this is, maybe it's the building of it, maybe it's the understanding of it. And it feels like it's outlaw energy because it's a lot more self-contained. It feels like it's an energy that doesn't really need or want for anything, and so it doesn't have to buy into or pay for a lot of things. It's just like, oh, I'm good, thanks. And it's somebody who really, really, really wants to sell you something. It's like when you understand how things work, you're less stressed about them. But the outlaw and soul work, that's interesting. For me, like that's red tape energy. And I am not, oh, I'm not really the type of person to like, I don't always go, I don't know, experience. And it feels like, and it's in Dayat, it's here. There's this energy of like a mangling and a contortion, removal, and all kinds of things to make ourselves fit certain. And it's like, these are the very things that will ache. It's almost like you will feel every single thing that you gave away or that you had removed or whatever because it requires all of you. And that which was removed, it goes back to that energy. It was a few days ago. It's like if you take something out of the body, what does that do within the body? I think soul work and the outlaw, it also carries an energy of just like things that we sort of forbade ourselves from going into, pieces of self that we just like abandoned because of whatever reason, um, which again leads us to this sort of energy when those pieces aren't there. And that's a part of like shadow worky things that we work through. We learn to love ourselves and accept ourselves and welcome those things in regardless. um yeah. Who got a master's degree in universal law? This is above a master's degree. Honestly, this feels like a non-degree program. Like it feels like if you get a degree in universal law, you end up like this. It's like there are holes in your knowing and understanding because there are certain things that can't be taught. And because if you follow a certain program, there are all kinds of things that you give away, cut away, sacrifice, do without, purge, whatever, only to find out later that those pieces and parts of you were very important and that it's left you less than whole. And it again, it's I guess it's that energy. It feels like if it's really achy and it's really pained. And it's like, well, those are all the things that you gave away. Those are all the spaces where you're void. And to try to exert more effort, to try to go higher or claim more, is to subject yourself to even more pain. And it's almost like because there's nothing there to help bear the burden of this load. And this one's like, he's already falling apart. I don't know. You were thinking the other day that sometimes we don't allow ourselves to feel the simplest of humanity pleasures, which creates a shadowy effect. For you, you weren't really having any fun, and that became a shadowy effect for you. I mean, I don't know, I've always been the type of person. It's like I like what I like. I want what I want, and I'm not gonna guilt myself or whatever for doing it. But I think that can lead to a lot of things too. And it's like, well, I gave this up, I gave that up, I did everything I'm supposed to do. And sometimes it's like, well, who told you to do that? Like when I personally receive to give up this and to give up that and to give up everything else, then I'll do it. And sometimes my body will be like, okay, well, we need to switch it up for a minute. So I'll switch it up for a minute. And if I can go back and my body is okay with it, then I go back. But that's me. That's my approach. It doesn't work for everybody. But with playing the Three of Cups, it does feel that life is meant to be enjoyed. It just kind of sort of feels like, unfortunately, to enjoy life to its fullest, we got to be in a King of Coins energy or be in a sovereign ruler, be in the ruler of coins energy to really enjoy it or to get the most out of it. What does that say? Up, up, up. Yeah, that's what I got. I guess we really go in there, but I think it was last year, Virgo season. It was like Virgo season was all about cleaning up. There was something about cleaning up stuff, getting stuff right in Virgo season because things were going to be coming through in Libra season. This Virgo season is just like, at least lately, it's like, wait, it's fine. Excuse me. Fanuel, Angel of Truth, is behind Keeter. I was curious what was behind Keeter, so I pulled it up and looked. Fanuel is there, Angel of Truth. And then Bina, Left Eye Knowledge, is under Fanuel. So the crown, truth, and knowledge. But it's only knowledge, it's not wisdom. And so the application is going to be different for different people. The application, like we discover. Okay. I feel comfortable even this year. Anything beyond this, I feel like if I said any more, it wouldn't really be helpful or beneficial at all because it's just one of those things. So I hope you all have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality, and I hope that whatever you need or honestly want along your path and journey and way, I hope you find it. See, when I told y'all that my intention had shifted to what comes after, like the healing and stuff like that, and then stuff like this comes out, and again, with this day out, it's like Whatever this is, it just feels like it requires a certain amount of healing and self recognition, like a full recognition of self to enter. Because it would be really, really, really easy to lose yourself if you went into either extreme. It's like we exist in the middle and we can barely keep it together sometimes. So to go to an extreme and not lose yourself, forget about it. No problem. Excuse me. I'll catch you all maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Well, we'll see if I get this when I get this homework done because homework takes priority. I really said I'm doing all of it. I really said I wasn't procrastinating, but look at me again on a Saturday doing the work I should have started on a Monday. That's fine. It's all right. I'll catch y'all later.